Hello everyone, it's Nick from Claret and Booze, and I just watched West Ham get beat at home 2-0 against Leicester. Scoreline doesn't tell the full story. But yeah, look, before we get into all that, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you see, please drop a like on the video. And also, you know, if you're new around here, why not subscribe? It all helps. So look, I'm going to get into, going to do this in two parts. So let's review the game first, just very, very quickly. Wasn't the worst performance today. I haven't come out of that one feeling robbed like I normally do, ignoring the result. I haven't come out of that one feeling like I've just died of fucking boredom and that we didn't give it a go. We did give it a go, albeit that was kind of a lot of that when Maddison went off injured. Up to that point, it was 73% possession in Leicester's favour. We could not get the ball off of them at all. They were all over us. That's not to say that we weren't pressing high and we weren't trying to sort of get in their faces, but we couldn't get anywhere near them. They were just running the game. Maddison went off, and we started to get on the front foot. And then, in addition to that, Zuma went off injured. Bless him. He looks like his knee's gone again. He didn't look very happy at all. And Aguirre came on. Now, what that did was that gave us a little bit more pace in behind, and we looked a lot better. Leicester looked weaker, and we played with a lot more intensity today, a lot more. It's what we've been crying out for all season. Now, I did call this earlier on, by the way. I don't take this game as a sign of things to come. I think that this was a kitchen sink game. I did anticipate that David Moyes would unshackle players and that he would go for this game, and I do think he did go for the game. I'm not going to knock him for it. He didn't do what we've done in previous games, but it was just not enough. You know, we've not been playing. We're not really a good passing team. We're just not. You know, the shape was a bit messy in terms of commitment from the players. You could not knock it. I mean, Declan Rice for a start. Let me just start with Declan. That guy is going to a World Cup in a few weeks. You know, you're talking about players sort of protecting themselves, which is what I think that Maddison did. I think he went off and thought, "Ooh, I don't want to risk it." I can understand it, but Declan Rice, same thing. Fuck me, that bloke did not stop running. People, anyone that had any concerns about him as a captain, you need to stop that now, because that bloke has got this club in his blood. He proved that today. You know, we all know how much he loves England, and he gave everything. He was tireless. He was gut busting runs, lung busting runs. He was fantastic, spraying the ball about. That was like a 10 out of 10 performance for me from Dec today. He was tremendous, you know. I don't think Souček should have started today, but he played all right. He didn't do too bad. I don't know why he was getting out wide, putting crosses in when we kind of needed him in the box. That was a bit weird. I don't know why, but in terms of his overall performance, he didn't play terribly badly. But we came up against a better team than us today. Certainly the way that we set out. You know, when they've got Maddison in that team, you can see how good that guy is by how different they looked when he went off. You know, completely different team, because they were ripping us to shreds initially. We couldn't get near it. We couldn't get near the ball. It was ridiculous. But we did grow into the game. We did have a few chances. Paqueta had a couple. Benny was just unbelievable. We was not getting Benny on the ball enough, because whenever we get Benny on the ball, I know people are going to say, yeah, well, you know, end product, this, that, the other. It ain't going to be end product every time. But we didn't get him on the ball enough, because whenever he got on the ball, my fucking God, it gets you off your seat. It's edge of your seat time, and he is purring with confidence at the moment. But this was a West Ham team that was unshackled. We were unshackled, and like I say, this was. I said it before. I said it in the in midweek. I said that David Moyes will probably approach this game like he approached the last 15 minutes away at Man United when we're 1-0 down, when he goes for it, and that is what he did. You know, he did go for it. Do I think that this is what we're going to see in the new year and stuff like that? No, this isn't the way David Moyes plays football, but he was desperate. He had to try and do something today, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It's as simple as that. I don't think the shape was necessarily right for what we was trying to do, because we was leaving ourselves exposed. So although we was pressing high, there was still a big disconnect in the middle. This was in the first 25 minutes. I thought Rice and Souček were almost anonymous for the first 25 minutes. We was just getting played around. It wasn't working, and we were playing a high line at the back, and they kept on getting in behind us. They kept on getting in behind Kehrer. Barnes was kind of having him on toast initially. So it wasn't, the setup wasn't right, but we were set up with the right attitude. It's what, like I say, I haven't come out, even though we've just lost that 2-0, I haven't come out of that feeling like I've been absolutely smashed in the face. I haven't. You know, if we'd have been playing like that all season, and that isn't on the players, that's the way that we set up. If we hadn't been playing like that all season, like we have all season, and we played like that, and we were where we are on the table, I wouldn't be anywhere near as aggrieved as what I currently am. But what this goes to prove, again today, even though we didn't get the win, we could have got the win on a different day, is that we've got the players to play a different way. We've got the players to play a progressive game. We can do it. Yes, they need honing, because you can't just ask these players to turn into a passing team. We should have been playing that way since the start of the season. We should have been playing a progressive way since the start of the season. That transition would have happened by now, but we haven't done that. We've been kind of feeling our way in. We've almost regressed. And now it's too late. And it is too late. We're Nottingham Forest won today. We're now 1 point above the bottom three. So even the team that we thought was nailed on to go down in Forest, they're winning. They went and beat Palace today. So, like I say, 1 point above the drop zone. At least they were. They were leading last time I checked. I mean, that score might have changed. I'm recording this straight after the game. But yeah, and we're in 16th place. And we've got Arsenal and Brentford when we come back. This is not good enough. The way we've started the season is not good enough. People make comparisons with Brendan Rodgers and they say, well, look, Leicester stuck with Brendan Rodgers and look at them now. Hang on a minute. Leicester were on an awful run of form. Brendan Rodgers turned it round about 5 games ago, 4 or 5 games ago. If he hadn't done that, going into this break now, he would have been sacked. If they were still bottom of the table and they weren't picking up results and they weren't looking positive, Brendan Rodgers' job would have been under pressure. David Moyes' job has got to be under pressure now. It has. Okay? I'm going to say fair enough to David Moyes today. You did try. You tried, but it's too little too late. I'm sorry. It really is. Fabianski, superb today. You know, not just for the penalty save, which kept us in the game, but for the long-range effort from Amartey after Declan Rice went off to get his eye looked at, and a few other great saves as well. His distribution was much better today. Fabianski was amazing. There was a lot of really good, positive individual performances there today. That they were really trying. The fans were in full voice. I think everyone was trying today. But we're in a situation now, and I don't see us turning this around. I really don't. Under this regime and the way that we're playing at the moment, I'm not going to keep on going Moyes out, Moyes out, Moyes out. But the fact is, that is where I am. If West Ham are going to stick with David Moyes, we're going to be sacking him in a few months' time when we're in a perilous position. That is what's going to happen. I mean it. We're not going to turn this around. We've got Arsenal when we come back. We won't beat Arsenal. We've got Brentford. We've got Brentford after that. Did you see Brentford against Man City today? Did you see what happens when a team goes to the Etihad and when they go at Man City, when they try and play against them? You know, that was fucking refreshing to see that. When we never do well against Brentford. Then after that, we've got Leeds and we've got Wolves. Leeds are revitalised. Wolves are going to have Lopetegui when he comes back. They're going to start pushing up the table. After those 4 games, I'm telling you now, it's going to take a miracle for us to not be cemented in that bottom 3. It really, really is. And like I say, there was some encouragement to be taken from the overall performance and the effort today from the team, and the fact that David Moyes, again, like I say, in the last 15 minutes, he did the right thing again. He took off Souček, he threw Fornals on. He would never, ever normally do that. He wouldn't. But he's desperate times for desperate measures. He doesn't want to do that, David Moyes. You know, because he would have done it in earlier games earlier this season. He's refused flat to do that. He won't do it. So it is too little too late for me. That substitution alone and the desperation with the tactics shows that David Moyes is genuinely, legitimately under pressure. So he should be. I think it's got to be time for us to move on. It's got to be time for us to move on. I don't know whether we're going to. I don't know whether we are. I don't know whether they're going to stick with him. But another 4 games could be catastrophic to us, because that's going to put us on 20 games. We'll be on 20 games and we'll be in the bottom 3, and we probably won't even be on the 20-point mark. You know, what then? What do you do then? What type of manager do you attract then to come into that? Because, you know, the heart is being ripped out of the team naturally. When you're struggling like that, it's going to be an absolute mess for someone to come into. And I don't even think really it's as such that the players have given up, because I think you saw today that they haven't given up. I think it's purely the fact that the manager can't get the best out of the players. He doesn't know what to do with them. You know, if we had someone like Brendan Rodgers managing our team, someone like that, because we've got an attacking team now, we would see a different performance. We need coaching in a different way. David Moyes can't do it, and I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't think whatever happens, I'm going to have too long to wait until he's gone out the club anyway. But it's just going to break my heart if we have to basically completely fuck our season to prove to some people that he is done and that he is finished. Because like I say, people keep on referencing his third season at Everton. Or he finished 17th that season, and then the next year they went on and they did well. They were so lucky not to go down. Do you want to take that risk? They were 17th. If they'd have got relegated, the next season wouldn't have been good. That was fucking luck. They were shit in that season. And the league was different then. It was very different. The situation was different. He never spent 180 million in the entire 10 years he was at Everton, let alone in one window. There is expectation now, and there will be expectation from the board. If not Sullivan, then Kretinsky. They're going to want bang for their buck. They're going to. They would be mental not to. There is risk now. You've only got to look at the teams below us that are winning. Something's got to change. Whether they would like to stick with him because he's earned it or not, maybe he has earned it, I don't know. But we can't, out of loyalty to Moyes, risk getting relegated. We can't do it. It would be fucking suicidal. So look, I'm going to wrap this up now. It's still for me that I'm hoping that I am. You're probably going to think I'm cold, especially after a good performance. I wouldn't say we was unlucky, by the way, because Leicester could have had 3, 4, 5 goals as well. But we could have got something out of that game as well. We put in a good performance. So I'm not being heartless. I'm not acknowledging what I saw today. That was, you know, we tried. It was good to see, you know. It was refreshing, but it does, as I said earlier on in the video, it just backs up what I've been saying all along. We can play on the front foot. We can do it. If we'd have played like that all season, we'd have picked up more points than we've lost. We would have. We'd have dismantled a few teams. A few more of our attacking players would have got more opportunities. They'd have been banging in goals. Their confidence would be higher than it is now. Their confidence isn't high. We've killed their confidence by shackling them. So we're going to be back later on. We're going to be back at 9 for our booze up. We're going to do a phone in as well. So make sure you stick around for that. That's going to be me, Gary and John. We'll do our player ratings as well. And yeah, there will be no donkeys tonight because there was no donkeys on the pitch. I won't give Moyes a donkey either. You know, he did everything that I could have expected him to do today, you know, because if he hadn't done that, I'd have thought there was something mentally wrong with him. If he'd have started today slow, I'd have thought there was something wrong with him. I've got to be honest. So he's at least done, you know, he's proved that point, that he hasn't lost his marbles completely. So yeah, look, that's it. Gonna cut it short. Come back later on. And we'll discuss it all in more depth. So thank you for watching. Like I say, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And also later on, you know, come on, have a chat with us. We'll put the number up once we've done the little match review, and we'll discuss what's going to happen from this point. You know, what should happen. I think I know what's going to happen. I think I know what's going to happen. I think they're going to stick with him, and we're going to have to wait until we've lost the next 4 games and we're in the bottom 3. Only then, I think, will they sack him. And then the January transfer window's gone as well. You know, convenient that, isn't it? Because I don't think they're going to give him any more money to spend. I know we're being linked left, right and centre to players, but fuck me, would you give him any more money to spend? I wouldn't. Not at the moment. Not a chance. Not a chance. Any money we've got, I think, should be kept in the kitty for a future manager. But anyway, look, I'm going to stop talking now. That's enough from me. But yeah, West Ham, good effort, nice try, no cigar. 16th place, 1 point off the bottom 3. It's not good enough. Moyes, I'm sorry, nice try, but you've got to go, mate. It's as simple as that. That is where I'm sitting. Okay? Right, see you later on. See you at 9. Come on, you irons.